Hey everybody, this is Tim, and I'm coming to you today as a follow-up on our last video talking about homeschool and Christian school registration. And there's a couple of new developments that I want to bring to your attention, and maybe you can take action on it. I have a copy of a letter from the State Board of Education and Michael F. Rice, State Superintendent, talking about the need for homeschool registration. Of course, they cloak it all in homeschool, private school, public school. They all need to be registered. And their purpose for it is for the safety of all students, and knowing that all children are enrolled in an educational setting is an issue of student safety. And naturally, everything is for student safety. I mean, who would vote against student safety? But we also know that it can be intrusive as far as where it would go from there. So what I'm saying is it's moved a little bit farther up to the front burner. The House is still split 54-54, so I doubt that there's going to be a whole lot of movement on that. But I do want to have you be aware of the fact that this is out there, and it would probably be a good time now if you have some parents who are comfortable with calling their state representatives or state senators and just voicing their concerns about this. As I recall from working with a legislative company back in the day, that every phone call, every letter, every text, every email counts for about anywhere from 20 to 30 people back in the district who feel the same way but would never contact the office. So what I would say to you is, if you would have some folks in your school, in your church, in your ministry, make a phone call to your state representative or state senator's office. It could have some impact to it. One of the things that the Sheridan Road case showed us as Christian schools students, parents, administrators, is that yes, we can stand up. We can argue our beliefs from our First Amendment guaranteed right. Remember, the First Amendment is given to us as a shield of protection from the government. Unfortunately, since the years that we've had the Bill of Rights, a progressive court, progressive liberals have taken this First Amendment right that we have, and they've beaten it into a sword instead of the shield that it was supposed to be, and they try to attack us on these things. So just be aware that on the school registration, they're doing it from a standpoint of student safety, which to me is, who wouldn't want student safety? Then another thing that I want us to be aware of is there have been a couple other bills that have come up that we just need to discuss. And number one is an anti-conversion bill that is out there. And what they're saying with this anti-conversion bill is this, is if you have a student or somebody in your church that is questioning how God made them, and someone who is not the pastor counsels or talks to them, they could be silenced for what they're doing. Now, according to what I've seen on this, it's a pastor's prerogative, a pastor's right to talk about this, but anybody other than a pastor, Christian counselor, could be in danger of being silenced because of that. Then another bill that's come up is Senate Bill 600, 601, and also House Bill 4474. We thought last fall that these two bills would kind of be dormant simply because as they were discussing them, the Counterman Supreme Court case basically addressed hate speech and freedom of speech. You can look that up. I'll set a link to that as well as far as the summary for it. So this is just to let you know that we are aware of these things. We're monitoring them. I was just in Lansing on Tuesday. I'll be there a week from Tuesday. And so all of these bills that have come up, all of these issues that have come up, we are aware of them, but there are times when you as Christian school administrators, pastors, and concerned citizens need to address these things with your elected officials. Never forget that the Apostle Paul tells us in 1 Timothy chapter 2, be comforted with these words. I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority. Why would we do this? That we may lead a quiet and a peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. We have an opportunity to speak up in this country. We have an opportunity to address our concerns with our elected officials. And I trust that you'll take the time, look at the descriptions, follow some of the links that are there, and make your concerns aware to your elected officials. It's our right, it's our privilege as Americans to be able to do this. God bless you, and thank you for watching this video all the way to the end.